Gill, your pharmacist that cares. So today you guys are in for a special treat. You know that I love to bring guests on that definitely align with health and wellness and that align with my mission. And I have found a perfect person for you guys to hear from today. Alana Fravell is an absolutely amazing lady. So I've met her probably about a year ago through a women's organization, Little Black Book, which I've talked about before. And she was doing a presentation, and I was just in awe of her excitement, her enthusiasm, the way she presented. And then we had a lunch. We talked a little bit more, and I said, "You have got to come on one of my lives and talk to everybody." So she is a speaker. She's an educator focused on lifestyle and wellness. So I would love to introduce her to you guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us. I am so excited to have you on here. I love talking to you. I love your excitement, your enthusiasm for health and wellness and trying to show people those fantastic alternatives to so many things that are out there. So let's start. You've got a YouTube channel, you've got a blog, you do in-person events, you do all kinds of things. So if you guys after you listen to this, you are going to definitely want to jump on her YouTube channel. She is so engaging and so fun. You're smiling and laughing and learning a lot from her shows. So much fun. So let's get right into it. So you've built your personal brand around your wellness journey. So what
Yep.
was your motivation for doing this?
Yeah, it was like winter 2019, and I was asked by some of the people in the health community in my area to do like a holiday swaps, a holiday hacks, and they asked me to do a mocktail demo. And I was like, I was still drinking a lot at the time, and I was like, mocktails. I'm like, I can figure this out for sure. But then I went and I saw the way that they made healthy swaps, nutritional yeast for dairy or, just little things, little tweaks like that that you could make. And I was there with my friends in this community, and I'm like, their booties look good in their yoga pants. I'm like, I want that too. Like, and they generally like look happy. I'm like, I want that too. And for me, just kind of started making like small changes has really changed my life. So I quit drinking a couple years ago. I've lost 95 pounds. I sleep better. I've launched a personal brand, my own business. And none of this would have been possible if I had not changed the way that I ate with what I put in and on my body and movement. And I think there's so many people who have big goals and dreams. And I truly believe in order to accomplish those, we have to really focus in on our self-care, how we take care of ourselves. And then it's easier to do everything else. So that's really kind of how my whole journey ties together.
No, that's awesome. So sorry. My dog went crazy. I've got some people here working at the house and it was just the wrong moment. So sorry. So yeah, on your YouTube channel, you really get into talking about those mocktails. Like I said, those are so fun to watch and perfect for the holidays. So there are so many free alcohol alternatives that people can choose that are delicious, and think how much better they are for you.
Definitely. That is one of the things I think sometimes we have to kind of work on our mindset when we're making healthy swaps. So if you think, oh, I can only have like a Diet Coke or a Sprite when I go to a party or something like that, then you're going to feel deprived and you're not going to feel excited about that experience. And the mocktails for me are really a substitution where you still feel like you're getting to have something special. So you still kind of get that nice little positive dopamine flow and you don't feel like you're missing out. So that is really one of the main reasons that I focus on mocktails. I think the other thing, people come to me and they're like, okay, I got to learn how to make mocktails. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that hard. Like, we can kind of get into that in a little bit, but really with just kind of having a handful of ingredients on hand, you can be ready to go. You can pack a little go bag, get ready to go to whatever holiday event that you've got and be prepared when you get there. I think the other thing a lot of times with mocktails is people think their mind goes to sweet stuff, and most of us don't need any more sugar than we're already getting from our diet, even from just like fruit consumption throughout the day. Most of us get enough sugar that way. So I really focus on low sugar, almost like making our mocktails like health drinks, health focused.
Well, and they're so pretty. I mean, everybody wants to know what they are, right? I mean, it's, it's putting them in the fun glass, it's putting your little sprig of rosemary or whatever you do in there, and they look so pretty, and they taste delicious. So, can you give us a few pointers as to what makes a great mocktail?
Definitely. So if you visit my website, alanafravell.com, sign up for my email list, I have a one pager. And I recommend like printing that out, taping it to the inside of your pantry, pinning it on your refrigerator door. I think sometimes when we kind of can get the basic formula figured out, we're going to be far more likely to like innovate and create and maybe figure out what we have hanging out in our fridge that we could kind of throw in it. So I have a brought a couple demos. So this brand is Spindrift. I really like this brand because it has, okay, the ingredients are carbonated water, raspberry puree, and lime juice. No sugar added. It contains 4% juice, but there's like 1 gram of sugar for the entire can. And so I think starting with a great base is really important. I usually like something fizzy. So like a really high quality sparkling water or a club soda. There are some like alcohol free alternatives that you can get, like a no booze Moscow Mule or like uh, an alcohol free champagne. Those are good options too. Then I always recommend adding something fresh. So I usually keep some citrus on hand at home, lemons, limes, oranges. They keep for a really long time in the fridge. I try to not have a ton of plastic around my house, but if you store them in like a Tupperware container or a plastic container, they last for months. If they're not kind of being contaminated by the moisture and that's naturally occurring in your refrigerator. So something fizzy, citrus, and then I like to add an aromatic effect to, where's my camera here? I like to add an aromatic effect to my cocktails. I don't always expect like a basil or rosemary or thyme to be a major flavor bomb, but it's going to deepen your experience because that's going to be kind of like hanging out by your nose in your glass, and you're going to get that aromatic effect too, which again, like most of us, would like to think that we're going to put fresh herbs in all our food and garnish things like you might at a restaurant, but just generally that's not how most of us eat throughout the day. So when you add something fresh, like a sprig of fresh herbs, it goes a long way. And I recommend kind of like on your countertop, like whacking the herbs, and that really wakes up the naturally occurring oils in them. And you get even just, those little packets, the little plastic kind of like clamshell packets, and the herbs will last for weeks and months. So something fizzy and some fresh elements are my go-tos for making a wonderful mocktail.
I love that. I love that. So we were talking early before we went on. I was talking to my sister about it. She was super excited to jump on your YouTube channel. And then you were telling me on your blogs, everything is right there, right? They can learn all these amazing things and they can read about it.
Definitely. You can read about it. I try to make everything like super simple. So I don't have a ton. I'm not like, get your 1 ounce measuring cup out or 1 tablespoon. Like, that's not how I operate because, like nobody has time for that, right? And I think you should be able to innovate. If you want to put 2 lime wedges in your drink, go on ahead and put 2 lime wedges. If you want to add something sweeter to my mocktails, like put some honey in them or put some maple syrup, like definitely feel free to innovate. And then I think the YouTube channel, so it's at Alana Fravell. I think you can also kind of listen to those like podcasts. So I talk most of the time throughout those. So that's something, like you're having company this weekend, like put the YouTube channel on when you're headed to the grocery store, pick up some tips and tricks that way.
No, that's fantastic. They're easy to make, but remember you're talking to the pharmacist, so I do tend to measure things out. So I would probably myself write down how much I used just so I would be able to make it taste the same the next time. But no,
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think you can do that with eyeballs too, right? So like this is this is a stemless wine glass, like if this is like your go-to, okay, so I know last time I put, a quarter, of the glass of like a little bit of maple syrup. Okay, well next time I'm going to add a little bit less, or I'm going to add a little bit more. So definitely, I mean, there's ways to do it without having to get super duper specific.
fantastic. Well, before we jump off, I want you to talk about you've got an in-person event coming up.
Yes. So I love doing collaborations, and through kind of my health journey, I've met other health practitioners and people who are really focused on wellness. So we have a yoga event, a vision board, and then I'm going to be serving drinks while people get to craft their vision board. It's kind of like a half day retreat, and it's just kind of a way to come together. I feel like people on a healthy lifestyle journey, especially kind of like here in the Midwest, like maybe not everybody's on board with us. So, kind of going to things like this, I found are really kind of helping to create a sense of community. It gets you out of the norm. And then I think the vision board piece of this one is kind of cool heading into the new year so that, like, when January 1st hits, like, you're ready to go instead of kind of trying to figure out where you're going to be in the new year. You're already going to kind of get the momentum going and get to enjoy some wonderful mocktails while you do it.
I love that because so many people think you need to serve wine when you come to these things, but these are
Mhm.
fun, they're healthy, and it all fits together so you can have a clear mind when you're doing that vision board, right? Because that is so key to do that. So, thank you
Yeah.
so much for jumping on with us. You guys, you must go to her YouTube channel, go to her blog. If you're around St. Louis area, please check out her in-person events. She is a dynamic lady. Alana, thank you so much for coming on and joining me this morning.
Thanks, Amy. I really appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. You guys have a wonderful rest of the week. And my name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares.